Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Happy Monday to you. Boy, what a setup we have going on for the next couple of days. I'm sure you've already noticed how much chillier it is now. I mean, we were downright hot over the weekend, especially on Saturday. I mean, I was out at the Heart Walk at South, and it was, we were sweating by the end of the walk. It was warm enough for it. But now things have completely changed. Bitter cold air blowing in. Even this afternoon will be pretty chilly. We'll have a record-breaking freeze overnight. The good news here is that this, obviously an early season freeze, this just won't last. Temperatures will bounce back very, very quickly, almost as quickly as they drop. So what happened? Why are we so cold? Well, you see this area of high pressure over here in Texas. It dropped straight south. So, a lot of times, these areas of high pressure that come down from the Arctic, they kind of meander around, slowly work their way to the south. And as they do so, warm air gets in there and, they modify. It gets a little bit warmer before they get down here. But this one, just almost like it was dropped down an elevator shaft, it just dropped straight down to the south and now is sitting on top of the deep south. And that is why it's so bitterly cold, because it just hasn't had a whole lot of time to modify, to warm up. So it's just bitterly, bitterly cold. You can see where the cold air today, this is, of course, Monday morning, we're recording this. Most of it, the center of the coldest air is up there over the Midwest. So you can see Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha. They're going to be very bitterly cold all day long. That's the air that's rushing down to us. And we're going to have a freeze watch night. This will get upgraded to a freeze warning almost certainly overnight tonight, going into tomorrow morning. And here's so this is the part you want to kind of pay attention. This is interesting. This is the wind chill, and this is on the Futurecast. So we're going to run through the wind chill hour by hour. And so at noontime today, it's really cold. At 3 o'clock, this is the warmest part of the day. 50 in Mobile is what the wind chill will be. In some areas, though, will be down the 40s, even some 30s still at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with wind chill. So they got these sharp north winds making it feel chillier than it is. And then watch what happens overnight tonight, or actually tonight. So if you got some plans tonight, your kids have a soccer practice or something like that, yeah, at 7 o'clock, it's going to feel like it's down around freezing tonight. Very cold. I know the parents will be sitting in their car staying warm. Poor kids will be out there in the cold. Your wind chill by tomorrow morning, look at this, dropping off into the 20s. Now, there won't be as much wind tomorrow morning, so these are getting only a few degrees colder than the actual temperatures, which I'll show you here in just a moment. But here's the actual temperatures through the day. We will get in the 50s, which isn't bad, but once again, it'll feel like generally it's in the 40s because of those winds. Those winds will be sharp out of the northwest all day long. Here's your lows tomorrow morning. And once again, so we showed the wind chill. Now here's the actual temperatures. We're going with 27 in Mobile. The record for November 11th tomorrow is 31. We're going to just smash that. Usually when you break a record low or a record high, it's usually by a degree or two. When you break it by 4 degrees, that's pretty much smashing it. So that is pretty incredible. Because we've been keeping records since the 1870s. So that's 150 years of records that have been kept here along the Gulf Coast. And the coldest November 11th morning, 14 years ago, it was 31 degrees. That's the coldest ever recorded over 150 years of record keeping. And we're going to blow it away by about 4 degrees. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. Just bitterly cold. But once again, I mentioned this at the top. This will not last. So, the bad thing about the early season cold snap is that we're just not ready for it. This is quite the shock to the system. The good thing is that it just won't last. Tuesday is going to be cold, obviously. Tomorrow's going to be cold. Wednesday morning, still a little chilly, but 41 instead of 27, so it comes up a lot. And then by Wednesday afternoon, we're in the 70s. So, and by the end, Thursday and Friday is just back to normal fall weather for this time of year. 50s in the morning, 70s in the afternoon. That is perfectly normal for this time of year. So, like I said, it just doesn't last very long, which is a good thing, I guess, depending on how you feel. It's kind of nice. I mean, hey, we'll hopefully kill the mosquitoes. But wow, what a cold blast here early on. Still, it's still fall. We don't get to actual quote-unquote winter until, December 20th. So it's got a while till we get to the winter solstice. So this is a big-time cold snap. And it's not the coldest we have ever been. I did check some of the records, and we've had some colder temperatures, or roughly the same, I should say, early November. So some of the records here through the early part of the month are 27, 28. So we've done this before, but just not on November 11th. So we will break the record there. I hope you have yourselves a good day. Make sure you do your best to stay warm. Bye now.